Hey, good morning or afternoon, everyone, depending on where you are. My name is Jaime Landeros, and I wanted to take the next 10 minutes and talk about a few topics that are burning right now. I just want to dive right into it with the first topic, which is Pocho Guzman, who has officially returned to Pachuca after failing a drug test 6 months ago, which I don't know why it's coming up now, but long story short, I would say on Friday, Chivas let the fans know that Pocho Guzman was not going to be called up for the first game of the season, and for a personal issue, he was going to be separated from the team. And it was right then and there where the media, the fans, everybody started speculating on what might be the issue. And apparently he has had a reputation for abusing drugs from people that grew up with him and around him are not unfamiliar with, I guess, him using drugs. And he himself had mentioned it in an interview that if it wasn't for soccer, for football, he'd be on the streets as a drug user. So it might come as a surprise to the public and the rest of us, but apparently this is a known issue, a known habit of his. And my only question is, he failed the drug test back in August of 2019, so 6 months, and we're just hearing about this now. And I guess they were waiting on a second opinion or a second drug test to clear his name. Whatever the case is, Chivas did not want anything to do with this. They washed their hands from this situation. They said, I'm sorry, man, you're going to have to go back to Pachuca. And that's that. There's also some rumors saying that Peláez talked to him, and I guess he showed up to training either reeking of alcohol or something. So it just seemed a little bit suspicious. And you got to keep in mind, Guadalajara are on a quest. You know, they've had a strong preseason, and Peláez came out of the gates gunning with this mentality of winning titles and winning championships, not about making out of descenso. You know, Chivas are on a campaign to win some silverware. They're very serious about this, and I do not blame them for just trying to get rid of any distractions or any problems. Nip it in the bud before it becomes a shit show. And you got to give them credit because, you know, they didn't really give us much information. They, you know, just gave us two quick statements. They didn't even include or let people know that it was related to drugs. And Pocho Guzman himself was on Instagram, and he, you know, posted a note to his fans. But I guess we just got to move forward with this. It's very unfortunate. He was a player that I was looking forward to seeing at Guadalajara, and you know, him and Chofis were fighting for that starting position, and it would have been nice to see, you know, Pocho Guzman breaking into the T11, and he would have been a huge help for us. But it's all said and done. He'll be going back to Pachuca, and we still don't know if there will be repercussions for this. We don't know if he'll be suspended for the season. All that information I'm sure, will be released at a later date. I think he's still working on taking another drug test to clear his name. But again, that is done. I like the way Chivas handled it. You know, they could have stayed and been nice and had offered, you know, rehab and all of that, but at this point, it's a huge distraction to the rest of the club, to the rest of the players who are clean and are looking to compete and looking to win some silverware this season. So the other rumor that is picking up steam and is highly possible is Chicharito joining the Los Angeles Galaxy. They've made an official bid for him. Sevilla are negotiating on the transfer, and I'm sure Javier Hernandez will seriously be considering this move as he has fallen out of favor at Sevilla. I mean, not that he was in favor to begin with. He was never really solidify himself as a starter. It's still very early though. He just joined Sevilla, and even if they were to agree on a transfer, he is ineligible to play until the summer. So I'm not sure how likely this move might happen. I could understand the appeal and the marketing that goes along with moving to the MLS. He would immediately be a superstar in the league. He would have a huge following because of the huge fan base of Latinos in LA. And I could see why it would be appealing to him, creating this rivalry between LA Galaxy and LAFC. You have Carlos Vela versus Chicharito, which is a debate that a lot of fans have had over the years, who's the better player and all that. So to have them in the same city on rival teams would be a bombazo. It would be an incredible opportunity for the MLS. I don't know how likely it's going to happen. He just joined Sevilla. He is only in competition with Luc de Jong at the current moment. So Sevilla don't really have that many strikers. And I think if Chicharito was to ride it out just a little bit longer, get through this slump, stay competitive, stay focused, I mean, he could easily get the starting spot back at Sevilla instead of cashing in on the MLS move, which might be inevitable. I would not be surprised if he took this deal. He did take a massive pay cut just to leave West Ham and join Sevilla. So him moving to the LA Galaxy would put him back at around $7 million a year. So money is definitely there. I'm sure his wife would be thrilled to move to Los Angeles as she's a model. So there's a lot of things that factor into this deal, this offer. And again, I would not be surprised if he joins LA Galaxy. Me personally, I hope that he stays competitive and he wants to stick it out at Sevilla. It's still very early, and the season is very long, and they could definitely benefit from his services if he wants to stay out in Europe. And that's pretty much it. Those are the two topics that I wanted to talk about. As far as players abroad, Chucky Lozano played today. He was a starter for Napoli, and he played about 75 minutes. It seems like Gattuso is not convinced on Chucky Lozano, and he's having a real tough time right now in Naples trying to get minutes. He's been playing out of position, at least he was under Ancelotti. So hopefully they can just put him back on the wing where he belongs. And then we also have some FA Cup action tomorrow. Raul Jimenez and Wolverhampton will be playing against Manchester United. They drew the first time. So this is a replay, and they will be traveling to Old Trafford in Manchester for this match. And we'll see how it goes for them. Hopefully, Raul Jimenez can score some goals and get Wolves onto the next round of the FA Cup. Apart from that, we won't see any other player abroad action until the weekend. So stay tuned for that. I would like to know how you guys feel about the way Chivas handled the Pocho Guzman situation and how you feel about Javier Hernandez joining the MLS. Thank you for listening. My name is Jaime Landeros. You can catch me on Cantina MX Podcast. We do an episode every Thursday. Thank you.